Hello, Noble people. My name is The Noble, and today we're going to be talking about some Marvel Rivals character leaks. Originally, I really wasn't going to do this video, but Marvel Rivals is a little bit of a different game when it comes to leaks, as the leaks are overall decently harmless. They're not hurting anybody, as compared to some other games that the leaks kind of hurt the game. And they spawn some talking points, and they're not insanely, get everything correct right away. Like, we can still speculate and theorize about character abilities, character roles, possibly even some skins they want to get. So in this video, I want to talk about the characters that have been leaked, possibilities and roles, and my overall ideas and feelings on the characters. Now, all of the character leaks we have gotten have been from XOX Leak. There are a team of self-taught data miners that have been data mining Marvel Rivals and have been able to get all of the characters. As far as I'm concerned, most of other leaks that have been shown are getting their information from this person. So if you want more of a direct source to get more intel and more leaks, I recommend you go and follow them on Twitter. Now I'm going to talk about the most recently leaked characters, some of the X-Men, being Beast, Gambit, Nightcrawler, Rogue, and Jubilee. Beast and Jubilee actually don't have their roles revealed yet. We don't know what they're going to be. Well, Gambit, Nightcrawler are duelists, and Rogue is a strategist. Now, I do want to do kind of a little bit of a side tangent. I don't really agree with Rogue being a strategist, but again, you kind of have to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. When they're the newest characters leaked, that most likely means that they just started development on the character, as they have stated that in before and some press interviews that we're getting a new character each 1.5 months. Season 1 is a little bit different because they're doing the entire Fantastic Four, so we got Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman in the first half, and then we're getting the Thing and Human Torch in the second half. That's a little bit different, but this is only for this season. Like season 2, we're only be getting 2 characters the entire season, split into each part of this season. So we're probably not going to see some of these X-Men, the newest ones that are leaked, probably for a while. So Rogue would be subject to change, but Rogue is a very much like a tanky character. Like, she's pretty much like the most strong character. She's one of the strongest character in X-Men. So the idea of her being a support character or a strategist character doesn't really make too much sense to me, but it's very first world problems, and we'll probably won't see Rogue for maybe a year and a half or so, so you won't have to worry about it right away. Now, for my overall thoughts and feelings on these characters, I'm really stoked. I love X-Men. If you've watched my other videos talking about the characters I most wanted, Gambit and Jubilee were both on that list, so I'm really excited. I don't actually have a duelist character that I really stick to. I mainly play strategist right now, so me being able to have a duelist that I like as a character and I like as a playstyle would be really cool for me. Now I'm going to go into the 18 characters that got leaked. A bunch of characters got leaked all at once. Some of the characters we don't really know anything about. Some of these characters are really, really, really less known. We don't know too much about them. And some of the characters we have their entire moveset. So I'm going to try and break it down from the stuff we know the least about to the stuff we know the most about. First up is Locust. You probably have never heard of this Marvel character ever, and this is one of the characters that they're going to try and make more mainstream, kind of like Jeff, where Jeff wasn't that mainly known, Luna Snow wasn't that mainly known. They're going to try and make Locust a character that you know a lot about. She really has nothing in terms of comics. From what I saw from her Wikipedia page, which by the way was really tiny, she has flight, teleportation, and then some energy manipulation. So she kind of sounds overall a basic character in terms of her power set. I wonder if they're gonna lean into the name aspect, a locust aspect, to maybe she'd be a more of a draining character, that, a famine, playing on locust with famine. I don't know. I really don't know too much about her. The next character is a little bit of a joke character, which kind of funny. It is the Trapster, or Paste Pot Pete. He is a glue-based supervillain, and he's kind of more mainstream than I would say Locust is, but he's another under the ground type character where we don't know too much about him. He sometimes is a Spider-Man villain, sometimes he just is a villain for anyone they can. I'm very interested to see how they're going to use both of these characters, as these are characters like you could do like anything with. They could make these characters insanely cool from like what they are. Like, I mean, when you look at a glue based villain, I don't really know if you can do too much with that, but I don't know. Jeff is now one of the best Marvel characters ever because they've made him well known, so maybe they'll be able to do that with these characters. Angela is the next one, and she's actually the firstborn of Odin, making her related to Loki, Hela, and Thor. She is like a bounty hunter-esque character. She's kind of like a female version of Thor, but not like Lady Thor. She has in like different kind of sets of abilities. She has like kind of regeneration powers, insane like flight and fighting potential, and she mainly like hunts down demons and fights people in hell. She has an insane backstory, so much so that I probably couldn't be able to cover anything that she does in the comics. So she has an insanely like cool range. I think she'd be a very interesting character. Now that being said, she is slightly similar to Valkyrie, another character that is more widely known, as Valkyrie appears in the Thor movies in the MCU, so she's a little bit more widely known. She is very similar to a Valkyrie, so I wonder if they're going to try and change her power set a little bit to make them different from each other. The next character is Jia Jing. Sorry if I am not pronouncing that correctly. She is a mutant, part of the X-Men. She has like rock-like skin and fairy wings that were actually developed like after the Phoenix Force things happened in the X-Men universe, which is actually pretty interesting. It seems that she might be a support character from how the characters work. I don't know too much about her, but having maybe a flying character who's more resilient to damage, as her skin is made of like hard rocks, that would be a very interesting character to actually play as, and I'm very interested to see how they would adapt this character in game. Hitmonkey is the next lesser known character. He is the second to last. There is another one, but that one actually we know some of their abilities on, so I want to talk about them later with the other characters we know the abilities. Hitmonkey is basically John Wick as a monkey, so he would probably be a duelist, maybe have high mobility, he like, use swords, use pistols, probably a little bit more on the basic side, but I feel like it's still another character that would be fun to introduce into the game, like another animal-esque character like Jeff. I think that would be pretty cool to add in the game, so I'm excited to see what they do with Hitmonkey. Now the other characters, while they are big with like Cyclops, Professor X, Deadpool, we do know of them, but a majority of their abilities are still kind of on the down low. Like, we don't fully understand what they all do. Some of the other characters actually do have other ability breakdowns. However, there are 3 characters that have like just pretty much the exact abilities pinpointed out, and these characters are characters that are probably going to be coming in the most recent future. So characters like Cyclops, Professor X, and Colossus only have a couple of abilities revealed, so I really won't talk about them because those are still in development. But these next characters actually just blatantly have their entire moveset and roles fully revealed. The Hood is the first character we're going to talk about, who is actually a Vanguard. Now, the Hood in the comics is a very interesting character, as originally he was kind of a thief, accidentally killed a demon, and then took the Hood and like just became like all powerful, and he has so many different variations where he's mainly just uses his pistols and his like the Hood to like have abilities like invisibility and to like cloak and stuff. As like more in depth in his like comics, he's like had the powers of like Dormammu, like where he gets corrupted. He's been a ghost rider. It's been insane. He also has like a demonic form. I don't know if that's linked to Ghost Rider or Dormammu or something completely separate, but it's a very interesting character to choose to be in Marvel Rivals, and I'm really excited. I hope they don't lean into the Ghost Rider stuff too much, and from his abilities, it doesn't seem like they're going to lean into the Ghost Rider stuff, because I would like Ghost Rider to be his own character. But let's dive into what his actual abilities are. He is a Vanguard, like I said. He has dual gun shooting, so just main fire, a dual gun overheat cooling, so he'll have an overheat function, a shield health management, clone projection, cloned range control, clone detonation, and then a demon transformation. So it seems he's going to be able to create clones, illusions, have a shield of some kind, and then possibly he transforms into a demon form, kind of like how Magic does for her ultimate. Now, what I'm hoping for him is that he transforms into a demon consistently, and his ultimate would be something else. I think it would be really cool if his ultimate was something else, and that his demon transformation happens more often in battle. Ramatra in Overwatch is one of my favorite heroes, and while I don't like Overwatch right now, he was still cool because he could transform into a beefy character mid-fight, and I would think that would be a cool idea for the Hood. Now, obviously, we don't really know too much. While we do have these abilities listed, they are kind of bare bones, and these also might be subject to change, but most likely this is what he is going to be in the final release of his character. Blade is the next character, and he is most likely going to be in next season, so season 2, and one of those two heroes. We'll talk about another one soon. Here's his full model. I think it looks amazing. It makes sense. We have Dracula as the big bad this season, so Blade will most likely come in like at the end of a cinematic or something, defeat Dracula, and then come into the game in season 2. There's even like lore tidbits. There's like a Moon Knight skin that has Blade's logo on the cape. Blade just has artwork in the game of him fighting Dracula, so it makes sense that he would be up next in season 2. His abilities are weapon 1 is a katana and a hunting shotgun, so he'd be able to swap weapons like Punisher does. Passive is bloodline liberation, which apparently means if people are on critical health, he will be able to see them through the walls, which makes sense as he has is a vampire. Ability 1, Stomp and Slash. Ability 2, Dark Knight Attack. Ability 3, Fang Deflect, and Ultimate New Moon. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of his abilities are going to be around with his knife, and he has a transformation that will turn him into a vampire and like a bat, I believe. New Moon, I'm a little confused what New Moon is, but like I said, these characters do have a lot of stuff revealed, but not like complete specifics. We do know that he does have his vampire transformation and bat transformation. We know he's going to use his katana, and we have some idea of his gameplay abilities. However, the next character outright got his entire character leaked, like everything. We know what he looks like in game. We've even seen what his character model and animations looked like. We even have voice line interaction with this character, and it's my most anticipated character of this game ever, Ultron. Ultron is my favorite character, and just look at how he looks in Marvel Rivals. He looks menacing, he looks cool, and best of not, he seems to be a strategist. Now, I know a lot of people online were upset. Now, this is kind of the opposite for me with, like, Rogue. I don't see how Rogue could be a healer with her power set. Ultron technically has an unlimited power set because he's just going to kind of play like an Iron Man, but they can twist it to make it be him healing. I think the idea of him having his like multiple robots being able to heal allies in continuity, he is a strategist. He is like omniscient. He's constantly thinking, constantly planning. So for him to be a strategist makes perfect sense to me. And as someone who main strategist, he's already my main. I haven't even seen him like actual gameplay of him. We've only seen in-game snippets, and he is already my favorite character. His first ability is Encephalo Ray, which unleashes a burning energy beam. Now, I think this will most likely also heal people as well. Now, it's good to mention that this is a burning energy beam. Now, whether that just means it damages, or maybe it will have a burn over time effect. So if you break line of sight with someone after you hit them, they will get a little bit like of a tick damage over time. This also might apply to healing, and I think that's a really cool way to add in consistent healing, but also a little bit of burst healing, like paired into one, which I think is really cool and makes sense for him to have a unibeam kind of attack like how Iron Man does. His passive, Algorithm Correction, allows him to just fall slowly. A couple characters do have an already fall slow, but it is a little bit clunky compared for some other characters. I know Hela and Scarlet Witch have it, but sometimes it doesn't really work too well. So for him to just have an overall passive that just is that makes more sense. Now, his two healing abilities are Imperative Patch and Imperative Firewall. He will, for Imperative Patch, command one of his drones to follow an ally, constantly healing them within its radius, and will also have additional healing for an ally designated. So if you're attached to the drone, you're going to get more healing, but if you're around the drone, you're going to get healing. This is kind of like how Lifeline from Apex would work, which I like playing Lifeline, so this is really fun. The Imperative Firewall summons drones to grant bonus health to allies with range, and it is centered on either Ultron or the person with the already patch in place. So this will kind of work like Cloak and Dagger's wall, where he'll put the firewall out and it is already defaultly centered on himself. So if there's no patch or he can't see the person who has the imperative patch, it will automatically go to around him. So this might be a way for him to get himself bonus health and also heal other allies. So this just means he probably is going to be a very tanky character, which I love. Next up is Dynamic Flight. He will quickly fly into a direction and then enter a free flight mode. I'm not sure how this is going to work. It doesn't seem like he would fly normally like how Iron Man and Storm do. Maybe he does. The fact that his passive allows him to slow fall, I think he's going to be on the ground for most of the time. So maybe he will be floating like Magneto does in his character, but not necessarily like flying around the sky like Iron Man would. The imperative or Dynamic Flight seems to just be quick movement, which is always going to be good for a support character if you get dived. This will mean he's probably going to be focused on trying to escape rather than stunning people like Luna would do. Then his ultimate, Rage of Ultron, summons drones to fire his rays, damaging and healing allies. This is probably going to create an entire wall of just pure damage. This is what I think means that his normal beam would actually heal people, because it states that it heals allies in his ultimate, so it makes his primary fire would most likely heal as well. Now, I'm so much looking forward to it. Now, I didn't talk about some of the other characters. Like I said, they don't really have too much. If you want to know some more stuff about other characters, like I said, go check out XOX Leaks. They're a community that do Marvel Rivals leaks, so recommend going check out on Twitter if you want more tiny tidbits. From what I saw from scrolling through their Twitter, some of the characters like Cyclops, MODOK, Professor X, they had like a couple of abilities revealed, but not enough to talk about, and this video is already 17 minutes long, so I didn't want to overblow it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay noble. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, that's about it. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.